My job experience. Degenerocity.
Today, I'll be talking about one of humanity's biggest fears. A job! This is a horrifying path that almost everybody will have to eventually face in their life, whether we like it or not. And most of the time, we don't. But everyone has to get their bread somehow. So we just gotta suck it up and pray that we win the lottery or our parlay hits one day. Because let's be for real, nobody want a job. Like, unless you got real aspirations for a certain...
Wait, what was that? Was that wow, that's what I thought it was.
Nobody want a job. Like, unless you got real aspirations for a certain type of work, I think most of us, if given a magical opportunity to get paid however much you get paid now and not work that job again, we would take it. Because most of us see jobs as a way to get by in life and try to make ends meet. There's no room for you to pursue passions in this economy. You better second guess that art degree and major in business so you can be an executive marketing promoter for $1 billion company. But I digress. I'm just saying, I doubt that is most people's passions to work at a 9-to-5 at a warehouse lifting boxes. I don't mean...
Oh my goodness. This gives me PTSD. This right here gives me PTSD. During COVID, I don't know if many of you guys remember or if I ever mentioned it, but like I used to work at Amazon from like 10:30 p.m. to like 9 a.m. in the morning. That shit was ass. But I had to do it. I had to do it because I needed money. But man, it was such, I mean, for one, it was fucking up my sleep. You know, it was like they would like work you to the bone. Like Amazon, I thought I was going fast. They were like, no, you got to pick it up, man. You got to pick it up. I was like, damn, this fast? Damn. But, I mean, I have like a chill job now. I'm looking for a better job, but man, like I think that if you're thinking about going to college, then it's not a bad thing to go and pursue that, but just know what you want to do with like your life, you know. And sometimes that's a hard thing to think about at a young age, right? But I do think if you have a passion, if you want to be like a doctor, a lawyer, a nurse, you know, whatever, just I would say go to school. But if you kind of like are on the fence and you don't really know what to do, then I don't know if you should really go to community college and get you maybe a AA, you know, just to kind of fill yourself out, you know. I think you got to really try a lot of different things, you know. Having a job, you know, like this and a lot of other jobs that are similar to these kind of warehouse jobs, even retail and like just serving people, you know, at a restaurant, they a lot of them suck. A lot of it sucks. So, you know, you just got to make sure that you have something that you really want to, you know, go for. It's not impossible, but working on your passion, you know, as your full-time career, it can be a tough thing to do, but it's not impossible, you know?
I don't mean any disrespect, but am I wrong? Plus, it's fun being unemployed. As long as you got a roof over your head and don't need to worry about bills, most likely because you still live with your parents, then why would you want a job? That sounds like it's taking away your time from being grandmaster on Rivals and watching...
Good deal. My bro is a radiologist, and even he gets crazies here and there. Man, that's a good job to have. They make some pretty good money, too. I am not in the ER. Amazon has a high turnover rate. They can't keep people working. Yeah, they do have a high turnover rate because they work them to the bone. And it's like, I hear these stories about Amazon drivers never having a chance to like even use the bathroom. Like they're actually strict about you taking a bathroom break. Like, bro, we're not like cyborgs, you know? But I'm not surprised. Dress nice in 40 hours. I can't complain. I used to work retail at Target. Ooh, I used to work at Target too. It was balls. But Amazon and Target, man. Target, I didn't like it.
Reels. Nah, that's too much. But eventually you want to get your own stuff. You know, young boy tickets ain't free. Or life really hits you in the face and now you actually have bills. So eventually we all have to get a job. However, you know what's harder than actually deciding to get a job? Finding one that hires you. I swear you could send 100 applications to 100 different places and...
Finding a job is a job. I will always say that finding a job is a job.
All of them would still ghost you. You think with how many job openings you see, the businesses are desperate to find people. But nah, it feels like they're posting it as bait, just to mess with people or steal your info. Not only that, if this is your first job, you're gonna have a harder...
Don't get me started on ghost jobs. Those are jobs that are posted to, like, you know, LinkedIn or Indeed or Monster.com, and it's like not even like a real job. There's a time that I called a company because I wanted to make sure this job was real. I called the company and I was like, hey, are you guys hiring for this particular job? They were like, what are you talking about? We don't even have a job like that. And I was like, oh, wow. And it was like, bro, there's so many like job listings that are just like ghost jobs. I hate it.
Time, because even the quote unquote
every job opening, 4-year degree, 4 years experience. Like, bro, I hate that shit too. Like, entry level positions at some companies, they're like, yeah, we want you to have like 5 years of experience. Bro, you are the experience. What are you talking about? You are supposed to be the experience for an entry level job. But what are we doing? What are we doing?
Entry-level jobs are asking for a qualification of having prior experience.
Exactly.
Like, isn't that what this job is for? How is someone supposed to get experience and not be homeless while almost every decent paying job requires that?
For
and
real.
Trying to apply for a job on LinkedIn or Indeed is like sending your application into a void. I swear none of those people be reading them. You could have the most stacked profile on LinkedIn. You got a bachelor's, master's, discovered the cure for cancer. Then you send in an application for your dream job to your dream company.
Don't matter.
Then they write back to you saying, we've read your application. Unfortunately, the CEO's daughter has took your position that you applied for, so get the f on. Back when I was still applying for jobs, I literally gave up on sending applications on those sites because I never get a response back. Like, damn, was my application that bad? Even when your application does get noticed and you get set up for an interview, you still gotta go through some more bullshit ass questions. Why did you choose our business?
I was just about to say that. Why do you want to work for us? Cause you hiring, man. Oh, cause I'm incredibly poor, sir. That's really why. I don't want to be broke anymore. I have bills to pay. I don't know what my next meal is gonna be. So I would love to have this job so I can work for your company. Like, bro, what are we doing? Stop like wasting my time with these kind of questions, man. Hire me. You already got me in the interview. You might as well hire me. Like, damn.
Yes. Y'all hiring. Like, what's up? What is your main motivation to get your work done?
Money.
Money? What else am I here for? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Hopefully not here. That's just me being honest with my answers. What do you want me to do? Work here for the rest of my life? This is a Wendy's. So you gotta lie with any question they ask.
Oh my God. Chat, I gotta tell y'all. This current job that I have right now, it's retail. And granted, I don't plan on being here forever. It's just to get some, some side money, right? But the people that work at this job, there's been times where like I've said like, I really am looking for something better than this job. And sometimes you chit chat with your coworkers or whatever, and like I'm like, yeah, I really want maybe a full-time job, maybe IT, with some benefits, 401k, something that I can actually like make real money off of. And they were like, oh my God, you want to leave? Yes, I want to leave. Are you kidding me? Like, you can't raise a family off of this kind of income. You know that, right? Like, I can't believe, it blew my mind that some of the people that I spoke to are like, why do you want to leave? Like, bro, what do you mean? Like, do you see yourself staying here for 10 years? No. Bro, what are we doing? This is just a job that you only use to just get some money, then you dip out until you get like another job that pays more and has better benefits. You're not supposed to work the temporary job forever, That's just not what you need to do,
You have to make yourself look as good as possible, so you gotta fake it till you make it. Even if they asked you a stupid question like, would you still work this job even if there was no pay? You say absolutely. I always wanted to be a slave. Congratulations, you have successfully become employed The end of your life starts Tuesday. After starting
Yeah, this is just a job while I look for a better job. Exactly.
a job, I feel after the first week, you can find out whether you like it or quit it the next month. And it won't be the job itself to motivate this decision. It's your boss and coworkers.
Oh.
They can make or break this whole thing. If
Talk about it. He's cooking here. He is cooking. Sometimes the job is so brain dead easy, but what makes the job difficult is the managers and the people that you work with. Oh my goodness. There has been a number of jobs where I'm like, wow, this is super easy. For some reason, it's fucking hard because the manager sucks and my coworkers are ass. That's really what it is. But I have met a lot of cool coworkers. I will throw that out there. I've met some really cool people, even at this job I have now. But man, I would be lying if I didn't say some managers make the job way more difficult than it needs to be. And the job is stupid easy. It's stupid easy. Oh my gosh. Power trippers and butt kissers yeah, man. Yeah. Then you have like some managers that have like this weird like narcissistic like ego tripping personality. Some managers, I hate those kind of managers that are like very like performative, like, hey, welcome in. How's your day going? All right, man. Go ahead and get that cash register open for me, man. All right, cool. Great job. All right. Like, I cannot stand those kind of managers, man, because it's all fake. It's all super fake, man. It's just like performative. It's like, bro, just knock it off, man. Just knock it off. We all want to be here as much as you don't want to be here. At least I don't think you do. Like, I think there's people who are working here that just want to do their job and go to fuck home. Like, we don't want to like do all this song and dance, tap dancing for the managers. Just like, you have some managers that really want you to like them, so they like do the most cringiest and they say the most corniest shit ever. And it's like, bro, relax, man. I'm just trying to get this shit over, man.
If you happen to get a chill boss and coworkers you can vibe with, that's amazing. That's how my last real job was. I used to be a waiter for weddings and other events. That job low-key had me stressing because I wasn't good at the start. I was awkward taking orders, I would mess up orders, and one time I even dropped a whole tray of food I was carrying at the wedding. Best believe I didn't get tips that day. And what would get me kind of jealous is that some of my coworkers would walk out and carry 2 trays full of food on one shoulder. Like,
oh,
damn,
hell.
bro, are you Samoan? Those trays are mad heavy and so out of balance. But you know what kept me going? It was the fun time I had with my coworkers and boss. They were cool as hell. We had a carpool to get to the events. It was always a vibe and a good time. They made my experience. Imagine working a 16-hour shift and walking out of it happy. One day I clocked in for a double shift for a wedding and a Sweet 16 at 9:30 a.m. and clocking out at 1:30 a.m.
Oh.
Granted, I was dead after that shift and had to take off my shoes more than once, but I got $60 worth of tips and went to Wawa after work, so I felt like Gucci. And I believe I only felt like this because the environment I was around was nice. Sometimes. I've had to serve some aggressive people at some points.
Yeah, it's my birthday today.
See, I've never actually worked in the food industry, but I heard that it could be brutal. Like, I think that everybody should at least experience working, in retail or the food industry, just to kind of get a good idea of what we go through,
What can I get out here for free? You a bitch.
If I had trash co-workers or
Exhibit
a trash
A.
boss, I would have not stayed at that job for long. I have zero patience for both. Literally. Like example, the first job I've ever had in my senior year of high school, I was a janitor at a warehouse. I had no co-workers, so I had nobody to talk to, and
Wow.
my boss was not a bad person, but a bad boss. I'd be working shifts that were 2 to 3 hours every few days, cleaning the break rooms, hallways, and bathrooms. So my pay wasn't even that good, but since I was still in school, I was just thinking, I'm making money and I got more time to study and goon. That sounds like a win-win. But when payday arrived, I would only be paid for half the hours I worked, sometimes less. I was already barely working as is, combined with a salary of $13 an hour, cleaning
Wow.
up pee-pee and poo-poo. Man, I'm not taking that.
That's rough. That's rough. I remember my first job was Publix, and I was just like a bagger for like, people, and you get those people that bag your groceries at the end of the line. And they, you just kind of say, hey, can I help you out, ma'am or sir? And they say either yes or no. And you just continue on to the next person in line. But there was this one particular customer that to this day, I still like would love to just like strangle. I was bagging this guy's groceries, and after I got all his groceries inside the cart, I was like, sir, can I take your cart out to your car today? Very simple, very friendly, very respectful. And I mean, we had to say it. This guy looked at me, then looked back at the cashier, and she was like, sorry, sir, he has to say this. We say this to everybody. Like, as if I was like some like weirdo for saying that. He looked back at me and he was like, do yourself a favor and bag my groceries and take it out to my car. You talking about almost crashing out? It just was like unnecessary. Like, sometimes you get some of the most rudest customers for like no fucking reason. No fucking reason, bro. I would have quit right there. I mean, bro, it was just like, yo, like, what did I do? What did I do? I didn't do anything. Parents owned a place until they retired. 28 years, I helped when I could, and it was horrible. Oh, boy. Oh, my goodness. My first job was a sacker as well as a grocery store. Oh, as well at a grocery store. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's a job that I had in high school. I remember doing damn near 24 hours at work because of a snowstorm one year. I didn't trip really because I was on vacation once I got off. Oh, well, I guess that kind of was a positive. Oh, man. Should have opened the milk slightly and placed it in the truck sideways. Oh, that would have been awesome.
Plus, he only paid me through Cash App. You've ever had a job that only paid you through Cash App? Man,
I have not.
I only worked there for a few weeks. He did pay me the rest of the money after, so he cool, but man, warehouse jobs are not it. My patience dwindled faster when I got accepted at BJ's, and I worked there for one day. I asked to go to the bathroom and left during orientation. I discovered they weren't what they advertised. How you gonna call yourselves BJ's without expecting people to have certain expectations? That's false advertising. So I left. That wasn't really the reason. I just didn't want to work in the freezer. That's when I started my waiting job, then YouTube, and now here I am. Unemployed since. I'm just saying I can understand the struggles of looking for and having a job. Especially the ones you only take to make ends meet. And the unemployed life can be really fun when you have stuff to fall back on. If not, it will only be short-term satisfaction. Eventually, you have to get a career, deal with any of the shortcomings of it, and do that for the rest of your life. The American dream! So when looking for a job, make sure to get one that you like if you have the privilege to do so. That's all I really wanted to say. And in conclusion, enjoy unemployment while you still can. Different strokes for different folks.
Yeah. Yeah, it's rough out here, chat. I mean, I honestly love being a YouTuber and doing making YouTube videos, and I always feel like I never want to really like give up on YouTube, because I always feel like YouTube is just a great way to it's all like it's always like a creative outlet that I could use to make income on. Now, if I want to take it to the next level, I have to definitely be better and more consistent and make better content. But it's always that potential to be able to do that, which is why I want to keep at YouTube and hopefully be more consistent with Twitch streaming and stuff like that. Because this is sort of like, well, I won't even say sort of, it could be a full-time job sometimes trying to do this stuff, but I think it's better than working at a warehouse, working these crummy jobs, and there's an upside, there's like potential. So if you don't have a career that you want to do, I mean, it's like you don't want to be a doctor, if you don't want to be a nurse, I mean, outside of that stuff, like real, like, those kind of professions, and you want to do something that's like a little bit more unconventional, YouTube is like not bad, Do you have a VOD channel? Yeah, I do. It's called More JC. And that's where I kind of post all like my Twitch highlights on. But having a job though isn't the end of the world though. It's not a bad thing. I think if you have a passion, like for me, YouTube and acting, sometimes you need to work a job to kind of keep the financial burdens at bay. Like if you need to have something that's going to be quick money and keep you stabilized for a while, then yeah, work that job, man. It ain't no big deal. But make sure you get back to what you really want to do with your life, and if you have any passions, be working on those passions, so that's how I see it,